And yes, we should be live now. We should be live. Let me open up the chat, guys, to see who is online. Well, at this moment, I'm online alone, apparently. Could be. Let me check if all is going as it should be. Yes, I think it's the right one. Great. So another live stream number 8. So welcome to stream number 8. Let me see, because today, thank you, Tom. Thank you, quality intro. Yeah, well, today a pretty deep subject because today it's all about it's all about MIDI. So let me check. Sound okay? I hope so, because I noticed last week my microphone was pretty overcompressed. No, it was too much. But thank you so much. Hey, Wax, that is in the house. Inky the cat. Hi, hello. Hey, Willie Drama TV, Yo-Yo, and Tom's mate. Yeah, super cool guys to be live again. And today it's gonna be a difficult one, because we are going... No, difficult not. But we are going to dive totally into the sequencer, the mighty sequencer of the MV. But first, I think we should go to the poll, because like I said this week, the forum is called Hardware Only, but Hardware Only has nothing to do with, in this case, with the MV. So I started a poll to change the name, and I received a lot of reactions already, and you know what? We're going to take a look at that. To the poll. Oh, yes. Over here. Then, as we can see now, MV Worldwide has 15 votes, and MV Planet also has 15 votes. MV Gang has 6 votes, and then MV Maniac, MV Army, less. But so we have to choose. I think we have to choose between MV Worldwide and MV Planet, and so I started already with changing MV Worldwide for Roland MV fans, or MV Planet. So what it does, that if somebody is looking for mvplanet.com, then directly it goes to the forum for the MV. So we have to choose MV Worldwide or MV Planet. For me, it's the same. I love MV Planet because we also have VS Planet for the VS series, but MV Worldwide is also very cool. I've registered both websites, so it's up to you guys. I don't mind. Let's see which will win, and then this week we will do... I do the change. Instead of Hardware Only, instead of the MIDI Maniac, we go to MV Worldwide or MV Planet. So, okay, let's go back to the screen. Today, okay, let me check at this moment also the chat. I see Bakerman. Hi, yeah, here we go again. Cool. Choco Bratel. Hey, what's up? Nice to be here also. Topic is so exciting. Yeah, topic is very exciting. Lucas, hey, MV Worldwide. Yeah, it's very good. It's fine by me. MV Planet, so yeah, it's also cool. MV Planet, yeah, I like MV Planet very much due to the VS Planet also. And you know, it can be also another planet. It's not only the world, but it could be a planet from outer space, because this machine is also from outer space. Okay, so the MIDI sequencer. I received this week some questions. Let me see. I received a mail, in this case from DJ Bobby Light, and he is catching up with some videos, and he has a lot of gear, and he is looking for a good sequencer, and he also sent me another email when I responded to this, because yeah, he thinks that the the MV could be the solution for him. I think it's the solution too, because I haven't found at this moment no hardware unit like the MV with this sequencer. It's very deep, it's very complete, and yes, also because you can use a mouse and a VGA, it makes an incredible DAW. And in this case, yeah, DJ Bobby Light, we are going to dive into the sequencer of the MV. I also received another question from TB Barton. Could you make a video explaining this in detail? What he meant is explaining this in detail is programming external hardware, external gear. Like he said in his comment, I want to use my keyboard to reduce the punishment of my MV-8000's buttons, pads, knobs and sliders. We all know the problem with the jumpy sliders. I've seen a lot of people with broken buttons, pads not responding well. So I can understand that. I can understand that totally, that you would use external gear. So I've got over here a Novation Remote Zero SL. I got here a spare one to show you what it looks like. It's a machine like this. This is just a remote controller, and you can program it, and I will show you some things about how to program it and how to use it in combination with your sequencer of the MV. Nice machines. I also like the BCR 2000. It's a very nice machine, very nice control also, and you can program it also very, very easy with a nice utility online from Mountain Utilities. But somehow these ones are dirty cheap, so I got two of them, and you can program SysEx, you can program MIDI CC, NRPN, very, very, very nice controllers. And they have what's it called? Nice LCDs, not LCD not, but they have nice screens. So okay, I will put it over here. Okay, great. So and then I also received a question from just an hour ago from Paul Giddies. Something that might fit here. I've been meaning to mention assignable faders. On a few times I use them for external or internal sounds. I get some cool and interesting things for a minute and then end up in a mess if I keep it switched on while switching MIDI channels. So okay, that's a question I have. Switching MIDI channels in the same track, or is it a different track? So are you switching tracks or are you switching MIDI channels? Resetting parameters, I didn't mean to. Yeah, okay. I understand. So do you use this, and if so, what's the best way? So that's also a good question, and I saw already 4 likes, so it's pretty important question. Cool. Great. Well, what you need to know about the sequencer of the MV, why is it, in my opinion, very cool sequencer, is that it has the song mode, a linear song mode, and it has the pattern mode. Something I missed totally with the MPC-X, the song mode, only the patterns, but this MV is super cool with the song mode. Cool. So where to start? Okay. Let's start first with the screen of the MV. So okay, so I started this stream with one pattern, and it's using, in this case, an audio track, just an easy audio track with a drum beat. Then I used some samples from the MV, and then I used external equipment. So let me get to some basics of the sequencer and external MIDI gear. In case you're new to this, you've got MIDI in and you've got MIDI out. In this case, we got 2 MIDI outs. The MIDI in is for connecting an external controller like a keyboard to control the sounds of the MV or from other gear. And the MIDI outs are necessary for, well, are for external gear to connect them to play the sounds of the external gear. That's basic information about the sequencer. Well, about MIDI in this case. Then what I always advise is we got daisy chaining, and daisy chaining means that you can interconnect your hardware, your external synths, samplers, drum computers, synthesizer, doesn't matter what, but you can connect them by using MIDI through. But daisy chaining, I always advise never more than 3 units daisy chaining, because you will lose signal. For sure, you will lose signal. So in my case, I use MIDI patch bass. And I got an old one here from Roland MV-8800, has 8 in, 8 out. And I got here also an old one, it's from E-Magic, the AMT8, also 8 in, 8 out. So this means that I can connect 16 different units. I can connect more by daisy chaining them, but I don't do daisy chaining. It's always a direct connection. So this means, let me show you the following. I'm going to create a MIDI track at this moment. So I press menu, then I say add MIDI track. And also this is basic info, just basic info. Because we are going to add a MIDI track, and the MIDI track contains MIDI information. It doesn't contain audio information. For audio, we have the audio tracks, but in this case, we have MIDI information. MIDI information can be notes, it can be pitch bend, it can be velocity, it can be different kind of parameters, which you will know from the MIDI implementation sheets from your hardware. And I give an example. I will show it to you. This one. So this is the MIDI implementation sheet of the JP8080, and it's always in the end. You see this thing with lots of numbers, and you think, wow, what does it do? Super complicated. So we got 2 different kinds of MIDI implementation, and this is, on one hand, we have system exclusive messages. In other words, it's also called SysEx. And we have, if we scroll to the bottom, and most people do know that, we got over here the MIDI implementation chart with the control change. This is MIDI CC. And MIDI CC is a basic way to control your external hardware. So in this case, you see here some numbers. The MIDI CC numbers is from 1 to 127. Yeah, not 128. Okay. And you see some information over here, but there's more. If I scroll up, then you see over here there is in this case on the JP8080, there are 2 modes, 2 transmit receive modes, which you can choose, and then you can have control over the following information by using other gear or the JP8080 itself. So why am I telling you this? Because this information can be recorded by the sequencer of the MV. So this means if you are changing the cutoff frequency of a sound, this information on MIDI CC 74 is recorded by the MV. And that's, in my opinion, very, very important. A lot of machines can do that. Let me be clear on this. A lot of machines can do that. But in this case, it's super cool that you can do that. You can record it, and then you can also see it in the event list. But what I totally love of the MV. And remember, I started with sequencers in the late 80s with the MC500 and the MC50 in the early 80s 90s. That those machines can record SysX, and that was a huge letdown for me on the MPCX, which isn't able to record SysX. And of course, you can use a DAW, but I don't use DAWs. I use hardware. And those machines, the MPCX is not able to record that. And that's just, in my opinion, a real bummer. So SysX is this all this information. And let me also tell you, okay, I go deep, I know, but let me tell you something about this, about the SysX, because you can program what I said, in this case, the Novation Remote 0SL, you can program SysX. Why is it so important? What's the difference between SysX and MIDI-CC? Is that MIDI-CC is just an overall way to control parameters, but SysX is machine dedicated control. So let me give an example. I want to control the cutoff frequency of a sound of the GP8080, and not by using MIDI-CC 74, because the MV also uses MIDI-CC 74 for the cutoff frequency of the samples, or what's it called? The TR8 is also using 74 for another parameter, but this is just a general parameter. But I want to have a dedicated MIDI signal for my GP8080. Okay. So check this out. This is the SysX map of the 8080, and I want to control, in this case, the cutoff frequency over here. I see it over here. The cutoff frequency of the 8080. If I now open up this this editor, and let's say where is it? The GP cutoff. Okay, so this is the GP cutoff, and this is you can see it's on MIDI-CC 74. I can edit it, and I say no, I want to have it as SysX. Okay, I'm going to do this quick, and it's a bit complicated, but okay. Then I need to know the data set, and you can find it over here. This is the data set. So in this case, I have to program this model. I have to program this model into the system, and in this case, it's we start with 41. 41 is the Roland brand. Then the device number is 10 with a space, of course, 10. Then model is, in this case, 00. Then 06 is also the model. And then 12, the dataset 1. And now we have to search for the addresses. So we go to the list, and we start with the first one. And I want to have the performance temporary area. In this case, is 01. So I put over here 01. Then from 01, it says go to 42. So we go to 42, to topic, 42, over here, 42. And now I want to program the upper part, or the patch part. Now I want to program the patch part upper. So we had 01, this one is 01, this one is 00, so I have to put 00, then 40, and then 00, we go to 43. I said before, we go a little bit deep. So now we are in patch. And now I search for, in this case, the cutoff frequency. It's 29. So 29. This is the SysX command for arranging the cutoff frequency of the GP8080. Okay. later I will show you that the MV can record this. Really, sorry guys, this is deep. I love this so much. It's a lot of programming, I know, but it's very cool to control this. So let me get back now to the MV screen. Okay, are we still there? Are we still there? Sorry guys, sorry. Let me see. Keys by me, nice to see you here also. Roland and Remix Records, hey, you're also again here. William, nice to see you. What is it? You are so good? Oh, no. You can do a lot of without me. I learned it also from YouTube. Lee Robinson, nice to see you over here. Cool, very cool. Nice to be to see you here. Okay. I said I want to create a MIDI track. Okay, so let me start again with the basics. Add MIDI track. So what we can see here, well, how many tracks do we want to add? In this case, I'm going to add just one. And the output assign is, this means the output assign is all the, one of the 16 tracks of the MV, or a MIDI channel. So in this case, I do 0. And then we see over here, MIDI channel A up to 16 and then B. And if you have the MV-8 OP1 installed, then also you can use RBus. But with A and B, you are up to 30. You can add 32, 2 times 16, 32 instruments to your sequencer. So I always have this little chart, and this little chart tells me which machine has which MIDI channel. So the M3R MIDI channel number 1, GV1080 is MIDI channel number 2, GD990 MIDI channel 3, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay, so this is very important to understand. It's all basic, but it's important to understand. So in this case, V-synth is number 4. So I go to A4. I do execute. So now MIDI track 11 has A4. So when I play my controller keyboard, which is connected to the MIDI in of the MV, this is at this moment the V-synth. Okay, Roger, very nice. You're playing the V-synth, so of course you hear the V-synth. But I show you something else. If I change now the track parameters, and if I change this to, let's say, MIDI channel number 6, which is on my chart, is the Junior 1. So I'm still playing my V-synth, but you hear now the Junior 1. So then also important to know is that the V-synth is not locally switched on. So this means that if I turn off here the MIDI, if I play now my keyboard, you don't hear anything. Locally, it is switched off. Okay. And which one is connected now? Let's do again number 4. So okay, close. I will lower down the volume. So okay, I started the stream with this pattern. As you can see now, a lot of blue squares because of soloing. What I do a lot is using the solo mode, and with the solo mode, then I can play a track. So now you hear all the tracks. So this is the kick track. This is the internal sample of the MV. And what I like about this is that you can, it's like I did in the beginning, is just just playing with the separate tracks. It's distortion. What's distorted? What's distorted? Is the music distorted, Stefan? Please, I see a nice distortion, and which is not. I don't want to have it distorted at all. Okay. But what I said before is that I'm going to make a song. I'm going to make a new track with the MV sequencer. But I'm telling you all these things because it's in my. I think it's basic, but it's also very important to understand how it works all. So, you know what? Let me start with just how we all should start with just a beat. Let me create an empty pattern. So over here. Okay, no distortion, very good. Hey, Hayden, very good to see you over here, Redcliffe. Zito Sonic, very good. Okay, trolling, he's trolling, very cool. So I create a new pattern. Like this, so we got this empty MIDI track, and in track parameters, I see the output design is on kick snare. So I can use the pads, but I've connected my keyboard. So I can use it also over here. So I'm going to use this track with this sample. You can download this sample pack. It's my own sample pack. You can download for free from our website. Now I hear in the background, I hear this reverb. I've programmed my, in this case, the remote 0 SL. So I can take out the reverb with the 0 remote. So instead of using the sliders, because I still have jumpy sliders, so I leave them over there. I leave them over there, so nothing is going to happen with the information. So they're over there, but I can use now this external control, the remote 0 SL. So in this case, you hear the there's no reverb. And there's now some reverb. I also can change the pen. Oh, this is volume. And this is the pen. And this is all MIDI CC. And if I will show it to you. If we go to the system and then to the sliders, number 6, we see here the sliders assigned 7, 10, 91, 93, 74, 71, and so on. And you see over there the corresponding information. This is also in the manuals from the MV. So you can see CC7 is volume, and if I show it to you on the Mac capture over here, then the volume is this one. Volume, MIDI channel, CC number 7. And I'm using this template also to control my the GP and the SP and the MV at the same time because of the CC numbers. Anyway, back to the screen. So reverb. It's now off. Okay. I want to record this. Okay, very basic. And I want to have a forward and flow. Like I said before, I want to make some trance because of Michael Trance, Mike Acosta. In 2 weeks he will be on the show, guys. In 2 weeks he will be on the show. So cool. So in this case, Christian, nice to see you over here too. Yeah, I see it on the because of the smileys. You're also with always with the sunglasses and the rock on smiley. And by the way, my wife gave me this new cap from Musicon, which is dance parties in Ibiza. So the right moment to wear it. I'm normally I don't wear this kind of caps, but I like it. Music on. That's very good. Music on. Okay, 4 on the floor. What to do? We can do fixed velocity. Where is it? Yeah, with this. Okay, with this kick. You can use or you can play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 with a fixed velocity. Very nice. Or you can use the roll function also. To change the tempo of the roll, hold shift, press roll. Then this little screen pops up, and then you have the interval. So it can be very slow, or it can be very quick. Anyway, in this case, 4 on the floor is just a quarter note. Let me pump up the BPM. So I press BPM. I say, let's do it on 141. I press enter. So now this is 141 BPM. Let me do some recording. I hold roll, and number 7 pad is the kick. Fixed velocity is on. What you now hear in the background is my TR-8. Oh, I'm not paying attention because I don't want to have it doubled. So I did an undo. What I also noticed that I don't want to have 2 measures. I want to have more measures. So let me change the length. Pattern parameter over here, 4 measures. Okay, like this. I will turn off the TR-8. I will explain that also to you. So in this case, it's not necessary to quantize it because it's already on the it has already the correct timing. So I'm triggering now at this moment my TR-8 because you can sync external hardware. Let me go to menu. And then to pattern, and we see over here pattern sync number 3. And with pattern sync, you decide which machine will be the master and which output needs to be synced in what way. So in this case, the MV is the master. You can change it to slave through MIDI. Yeah, I can also change it to slave MIDI as RBus. Or MTC. MTC is machine controlled. So start, play, and then stop. You can control other machines. But the sync mode, I always use the MV as a master. And then you say which output needs to be on. So in this case, it's MIDI A. The output is sending a MIDI clock to external machines. So that's the reason why my TR-8 is starting, because I also said to my TR-8, well, you're the slave. So when the MV starts, you have to play also. And the MIDI clock is for a lot of other things also very handy. You can sync delay, chorus, step sequencers, because the SP808 or the V-synths, they do have step sequencers. You can sync them also, or you can sync it too with your VS recorder. So, but this is important, pattern sync, and in song mode you have the same one. You have sync mode, and that's the reason why you hear in this case the TR-8. Also, with just a normal clap. What I always advise is change directly the name of the track, because if you have 10 tracks, then it's hard to remember which track does what. So in this case, I say, let's make this kick. Kick. Okay. Close. So this is the kick. You notice that the first bass is very loud. And that has something to do with the with doubling the notes. And I don't know how to prevent that. You know what? I'm going to redo that. And let's... Oh, not stop recording. I don't want to have that. Perhaps it has to do with the record mode. Overdub. Replace. Let's try that one. One, two, three, four. Now it's good. Now it's gone. Now I want to add another track. Let me add a MIDI track again. The same one, because this has kicks, snares and more. And I want to have them separated. So... just a normal high. It's very simple. Okay, so I'm going to quantize this. So quantize type, I just put it on the grid. Very simple. Okay. I've lowered down the volume of the claps of the TR8. No, I don't want to have claps or just we keep it simple. We keep it simple. Just a little reverb. Just like this, very smooth. Okay, and again I'm going to change the name. Hi-hat, so hi-hat is just simple HH, delete, HH, Roger, like this. Okay, so cool to see you all. Yeah, I'm looking now at the chat. Antonio Pedro is again in Chi-Town, is also in town. Very good. So cool. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So let me add another track. So at this moment I'm going to add no, not an audio track. I'm going to add a MIDI track again. And I want to have some effects. Okay, let's add some effects. Okay, let's do it. Let's quantize that. Okay, a little bit reverb also for this track. Let's change the name immediately. So we're still in pattern mode. We're not in song mode at all. We go to song mode later on because I'm going to build with patterns and song mode. I'm going to combine things. Yeah, what I'm thinking now is to use the song mode for adding extras to the basic track. That's what I'm thinking right now. S. And also I have to answer the questions from the guys from the beginning. SFX. Okay. You know what? There's something I'm going to redo the SFX. And yes, I know. The mouse is very handy. I tell you something why I don't use the mouse. Also because I know there are people without a mouse. Also, there's a slight delay between the MV and the converter and the computer. So that delay is that's the reason why I don't use the mouse a lot. And I also like the usage of the buttons. Start at the beginning. Again, oh my god. Man. First without that because it's perhaps too much. Guys, I'm replacing it. That's wrong. That's wrong. Oh. So if I do something wrong, I do like this. What? Where is it? Delete track. No, I want to have it. Where is it? Normally I do F3 menu, and then I want to I want to delete tracks. No, I don't want to delete it. That's the problem with me because I use too much. Just my erase all events. Where is it? Okay. Erase all events. On menu, erase all events. Oh, current track edit. Over here. Erase all events. Yeah, okay, I got it. Now, again, effects. Just very simple. Okay. Too much time on this. Now I'm going to add another MIDI track with an external synthesizer. Yeah, okay, so output assign in this case on 0, and MIDI we are going to use the Juno. Okay. Something like this. Okay. And I don't want to replace it, I want to have it overdubbed. Let me Grtzzz it. Okay. And I'm going to adjust now the PG300 controller for the sound. something like this. I'm going to change the name. Name over here. Delete. Let me try the mouse. For Bakerman, I'm going to use the mouse. So Shift, and there's this leg. G, I1. Okay, done with the mouse. Cool. Now I'm going to add another MIDI track. And I want to use the XT. V-synth XT is, let me check over here. V-synth is number 5. No, output assign 0. Number 5, execute. No, this is number 6, track parameter. 5. I want to quantize for sure because this kind of music needs to be quantized. Is it still 6? No. Yeah. I can use the arpeggio. It's too bad that the MV doesn't have arpeggio. But if you have external machines with arpeggio, then you can use the arpeggio to record the notes of the arpeggio with your MV. If I don't know if you see this, but the MIDI light is blinking all the time. It's too much with the arpeggio, but just I will give another example, for another time. Just very simple. Nah, too loud. Okay. And you know what I'm going to do? I need a string, and I need a nice pad. I'm going to use a pad of the V-synth. Okay, so let me add another MIDI track. Add MIDI track number 2, and in this case the V-synth is number 4. Okay. Oh, I forgot to rename this track parameter. Name. Delete. Okay, Baker style. XT. It has to be done like this. XT. Right. Okay. I use okay like this. Now MIDI track over here. Track parameter. I'm going to change it immediately to V-synth. Let me do it like this. V E S. Oh. Okay, V-synth. Close. Ah. the sound has changed of the XT, and this is because I have programmed the V-synth with changing the program change. Well, making program change and program banks. And sometimes you just don't want to have it. And I have to do this like this, okay. Sorry guys, I had to change something. Okay, let's do it like this. No. Undo. Okay. I will stop it and I will lower the cutoff frequency. Okay. A little bit louder. Let me add another track because I want to have now the GP8080 through the TR8. Okay, add MIDI track. The 8080 is channel 16. Oh, this needs to be 0. 16, okay. Is it true? Is it 16? Track parameter. I do the same, okay, like this. Okay, like this. I will quantize it. So, what's happening now is that the sound of the 8080 is going into the TR8, and the TR8 has a very nice sidechain function. So that's the reason why you hear this staccato effect. I will take out the to show you the difference. This is normal, and this is with the sidechain. And I use now the Novation. I use the pardon. I use the Novation for controlling the cutoff frequency of the 8080. I wanted to change the name, so track parameter. This needs to be 8080, and name over here. Delete. So okay, so we're almost done with just one pattern. 80. So okay. Exit. Let me see. Considering you are working on headphones, the mix sounds remarkably good on. That's nice. That it sounds good on studio monitors. Very good. And besides the V-synth, okay. Yeah, the 8080. I had this, the 8080. I had this one, and I sold it a few years ago. Then I saw this one, and I had contact with the guy, and he said it was broken. And yes, the volume knob was indeed broken, but I repaired it with some super glue. Well, no, super glue, not with some pistol glue. So it's fixed now. And it's nice because I can control the volume now with the Novation. I cleaned it, I opened it up, and it's working like a charm. And I must admit, I did not know, when I sold it a few years ago, I did not know anything about this unit, about synthesizers at all. And now I finally understand it, and it's just such a beautiful machine. Out of this world also, and with the V-synths. Amazing. Okay. Cool. So we have this. Yeah, hot glue. That's the word. Hot glue. By the way, I used yesterday hot glue also for the GT because the screen was not working well. I opened it up. I totally stripped it, and then I noticed that the screen connector was loose and it was kind of broken. So I cut it off, and I took off some plastic, then I used some hot glue, and it's now also working like a charm. I'm not afraid anymore to open synthesizer or machines or whatever. I can. But if it ain't broke, you shouldn't fix it. But if it is broke, do it. Fix it. Okay. Cool. So we have this. Let me go now to song mode. So we have this simple pattern, and this is pattern. Let me check pattern list. This is pattern number 2. Okay, with BPM 140. 1. Okay. So let me go to song mode, because this is song mode. I just pressed song mode. It's another color, and we see here audio tracks and MIDI tracks. And you know what? I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete tracks. 6 delete tracks from 1 to, in this case, to 7. You're not able to delete them all, so I do like this. Are you sure? Yes. So we always have 1, and let me add the pattern track, because now I'm going to do something, and I don't know if it will work, because I want to control the, well, like I said before, I want to control the sounds, well, the parameters in song mode. So let me first add this pattern number 2. It's over here. No. And we change the BPM. Whoa. Pattern number 3 is this one. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to add this pattern to just I place it over here like this. Pattern. Let's do it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we see now over there 70 measures. So I do loop on. Let me stop it. Loop on, and now I need the mouse over here, and this needs to be on 17 to have a complete loop like this. Okay. What I want to do now is to control the sounds, the parameters. So I hope it will work. If I change over here on this MIDI track, the following, I do output design 0, and MIDI track we used in this case the Juno, and the Juno is MIDI channel number 6. Okay. What is your effect chain? That's a good question. What do you mean with the effect chain? Because at this moment, the only effect I'm using for the Juno is an effect from the VS2480. And it's not, and the rest is from the machines itself, the GP8080 or the machines itself. They have effects, but at this moment the MV doesn't do anything with effects. So okay. Now I went over there because over there I've got the PG300, which is the controller of the Juno. It's this way connected, I tell you. From the MIDI in of the MV goes to the programmer out of the PG300. Then it goes into the MIDI out, from MIDI in from the PG300 to the MIDI out of the V-synth. So this means that the PG300 is in between. So when I change now the sliders of the PG300, I don't know if you can see it. Do I have an... I can arrange that. Can I? Yes, I can. I will show it to you. Let me turn this one off. I will add a video capture device, the unit capture in this case, which is the camera of the... Yes, it's over here. I will switch it. Transform, rotate 180 degrees. Let me zoom in on... Wait a minute. Like this. Okay. This is the MIDI light. So I'm going to change now. I'm using my pointer, but you don't see my pointer. You can see the MIDI light next to the shutdown button. I'm going to change the slide. I'm going to change the slide on the PG300, and if all is right, then you should see it also on the screen. The light is flickering. So, okay, this means that it works. Let me go to the main screen again. So I would like to record the movement of the slider to play in song mode. Okay, let's see if it works. And it works. So, in this case, I have created this pattern. And now, I've created in song mode the movement of the Juno one. So I can place over here, for example, G1. Then space and oh. Let's call it MOD from modification. MOD. Okay. Close. You hear in the background this artifact. I'm going to make a video soon about the V-synth GT, which had to be the flagship of the V-synths, but it is not able to have a good MIDI clock. It's really annoying, When MIDI clock is on, you get these artifacts, and it's super, super annoying. No, let me answer to that, Zito. No, not MV effects. At this moment, there is no MV effect at all. Well, there is some reverb on the drums, but that's all. So, okay, now we dive into the event list, because I start with play, and you hear also that the Juno 1, the synthesizer sound, is starting immediately too high on level. So if we go to the event list, then we see the SysEx, the system exclusive messages, in this case, of yes, let me go to detail. These are the events of the PG300. So I started with the events over here, and this is it's pretty difficult. If I do it right, I can change this. This needs to be on 0, test. Okay, execute like this. No, wait a minute. Because perhaps we can add a reset controller. Let me try it. So I do create, and I want to have a mode message, and this is also immediately an answer to Paul, because you told me that when you change MIDI track or something, and then the sliders they pick up the wrong ones. I advise in this case to add a reset controller at the first measure. So I'm going to select it. Reset all controllers. I must admit, I hope it works now. Okay. Ghetto boy, no problem. Whenever you want, you can jump in. So let me add now another MIDI track. Is it me? I thought I had this other sound also. From the let me solo this one. Ah, of course. Yeah, of course. It was all turned down. That's the reason why I didn't hear it. Let's go back to song mode. Okay. Now I also want to change the cutoff frequency of the GP8080. Let me give it a try. If it works now also with the Novation Remote 0. Let's go. Okay, it's recorded. Will it be played also? It will be played also. Let me change the name. This is the 8088. Okay, let's dive into the event list. Oh, let's dive into the event list, in this case of the 8080 modification. Then we see the cutoff frequency, MIDI CC, which is much easier. So in this case, we can create the same one. Well, you know what? I'm going to copy. I do copy. And then I will paste it. And then it asks where to paste it. And I want to paste it on the beginning. So I do execute. So I've created a copy of the first one, but on the first measure. And now I will change the value, in this case to, let's say 10, to make sure that the level of the cutoff frequency is almost 0. Like this. And now over this we can create, of course, another MIDI track with an instrument. Because that's the great part of the MV. You can create building blocks. And with who was it? Well, I think it was with Ghetto Boy, with Leonardo, that or Main Man Dev, that he said it's like working with Lego blocks. You have Lego blocks, and then you can build a complete track, a complete piece of music. So in this case also, I have this this pattern, and it's just this pattern. This one stays. This one stays the same, but if I go to song mode, it's already adjusted by external parameters. But it's the same pattern. And now I can, for example, add another track. Let's do 15, 50, 50. No, do the 1080. I will do the 1080 on the MIDI channel number 2. 1080 is over here. Track parameters number 2. Okay. Let me do some simple piano. No, it's wrong, Roger. New. No, terrible. Okay. I'm going to quantize it. What I'm now going to do, I'm going to add a reverb, but not from the MV. I will do a reverb from the VS2480. I want to have a very deep reverb. Let's add it like this. No, even longer. Less direct. Just very smooth in the background. Best Rampler, yeah, 1080 for sure. Okay. I did writing on my V-synth and it still says writing. And now it stopped. It's done. It's I had to restart it. Never happened to me. Listen how bad it sounds now. The pen. Okay. And we're back. Okay. Okay, so we're now, this is the piano, so I do track parameters. I can lose myself with this kind of stuff, you know, wow. Because I still want to show you something else, what I do a lot, but this needs to be 1080, okay. And okay, last MIDI track is adding this also the movements of the V-synth, which also can be recorded. So this MIDI channel number 4. Execute. Okay, yeah, look, do it like this. not set in system. I don't see it at all. Now, yeah, now I see it blinking. Okay. Right. You hear the artifacts, and that's pretty annoying. Okay. And it is true. Problems are great. I love to have problems. Track parameters. Name. Okay. Okay, V mod, V. Okay. Okay. What I sorry for losing myself. What I want to add now, I want to show you now is, I want to sample a part of this, and then use that as a kind of a break, or a kind of effect. So I will sample a part. I will lower down first the volume because I will have some feedback, because I need to change this to coaxial, and I will lower the volume over there, because otherwise I will have the feedback. So I want to have start trigger on play, and I want to have a stop trigger on beat, and let's make it a long one. 32 beats. And it needs to be resampled, because I also want to have the internal sounds. And now it's combining external sounds and internal sounds with resampling. So my volume over here is completely open, but I've lowered the volume on the mixer, and the sounds of the of all the synthesizers are coming into, in this case, into the digital in, but you can also use the analog in. So I press start, and now it's waiting for play. I press play. Okay, recorded 32 beats. Now I'll open up the volume of the MV on my mixer. Let's do a preview. So this is a sample of the internal sounds and the external sounds. The BPM is 141, which is good. I don't loop it, not at all. I do a quick assign. I do a quick assign to a patch. I assign it to a patch, and I search for an empty one. This seems to be empty. Okay, I do execute. Now I immediately change the input select to prevent the feedback. And now I go to, in this case, to add another MIDI track. 3 MIDI track. So, and the output assign is going to be on 4. There's where the sample has been placed. MIDI off. I do execute. So we got it over here. This is the original one. This is the MIDI playing. You can hear the sounds of the synthesizers, and this is the sample. And we are going to do a quick edit. Because now you can change, for example, the filter of this one. And you can use the assignable sliders, but in this case I will use the Novation Remote SL. So if I change, for example, the cutoff frequency, so I still haven't used the internal effects of the MV. This is just sampling and using the partial edit in this case. Now I'm doing this with my hand. You can automate this also, of course, with an LFO. So when you change the rate, in this case to, let's say, a whole note, and then with the filter completely up, it's a sine wave, then it goes faster. Or with the amplifier. Or a square. No, I don't like it. Perhaps faster. No, never mind. No, don't like it at all. So this one on 0. So we can insert this sample into the song mode, or you can make a pattern of it. That's also possible. If you make a pattern of it, then go to pattern list, select then the pattern parameters, exit. Wait a minute, over here, pattern parameters, excuse me, 16, it needs to be 16 measures is 32 beats, 141, close, and I will show you how it will sound. Track parameter, this needs to be output assign number 4, and I do, in this case, a step recording of that sample. Step recording, step time is complete, duration 100%, velocity I will put it on 127, maximum volume. I do press it and then I do tie till the end of time, like this. So if it's all right, then we should hear the sample. Okay. It needs to be 8. I did 16. I did not do 32. Yes, okay. Track parameter. No, go to the pattern list, pattern parameters. So it needs to be 8. Yes, close. Okay. You know what? I'm going to record this movement. And I'm going to record also the reverb. Listen. With this, I need to add an event of the cutoff frequency on the first beat to have the cutoff frequency on 0, because now it's on 58. Now, or I can copy it, or I change over here the event position. So it's now on position number 1, 0, 0, 1, and it's okay. So it always starts silent. Now I'm adding reverb. So I will record that also. Here we go. Okay, so reverb is recorded, and again, event list, the reverb, this one needs to be on position number 1. So event position 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so it's always off at the first beat. You don't hear it. You know what? We are going to turn it down at the end. And not by doing it live, but by doing it through the event list. So, event list and the cutoff frequency, I want to have it down on the last parts. So, we're now in event list. Let me show you the detail. Like this. So, okay. Event list. And I can change over here the parameters. So, let's say you can also raise a lot of things because it records. Let's try it with data thin later on. I don't know if it will work right, but anyway. So let's say over here we go to 100. We erase this one. And where's the 100? I have to enter it. And this one we do on 75. Oh, 75, Roger. And I'll erase the other ones. This is the last one. So 75, 50, and the last one on 25. Erase. Perhaps this is pretty boring, but on the other hand, this is also so cool to work with this. And I tell you, I have played with the demo songs of the MV-8800 from what's it called, Octopussy. And over there, I've learned a lot, because in the end, they hardly use any sounds of the MV. It's all sampled, pre-sampled music, all BPM based, and I learned a lot from that. Okay. So. Okay, so it was toned down. This is pattern number. Let me change this. This is pattern number 3. Yeah. Ah, this is pattern number 17. Yeah, okay. So it's pattern number 4, but this is number 3. Okay. Okay, now I go to song mode. I want to insert this pattern number 4 into this song. Okay, edit. So can we paste the pattern? So over here it says paste pattern. So paste pattern number 3. The only thing is, I don't know if all will be moved up. That's also new to me. So select track remap, audio track 6, MIDI track remap. I don't know what will happen. Let's give it a try. So I don't know what happened. Oh, it's over there. Really? No, I don't want to have it over there. Oh, redo. I want to insert this track. That's a good one. How to insert this one? Are better. Yeah, I agree. Sound quality is top notch. Top notch. Okay, edit. Let me insert. Can we insert something? Select all tracks. And now we should be able to insert. Where is it? Insert measure over here. And for how many times? I want to have it for 8 times. And I do execute. That's funny. What happened over here? Undo. I did something wrong. Insert. Insert measure. Is it just 2, 1, 4, 1, 16, 32. This is funny, guys. Where are they now? Let me see. 32. Now they're on 32, right? Okay. Yes, okay. So that's, I don't know what happened before. Select all tracks. No, over here. Insert measure. So this is, what was it, 16? Now I want to have it, I said 8. Let's do it for 8. Let me answer that question because I see it now. Is resampling the only way to record external synths? No. Resampling means that it combines the internal sounds and the external sounds. If you do normal sampling, then all external sounds are sampled, but not the internal sounds. So sampling normal is external sounds in the analog input or in the digital input. And resampling means it combines the internal sounds and the external sounds. That's the difference. Joe asked also a question. Roger, besides loading time, what additions or improvements would you like to see on a new MV? Yeah, if it ain't broke. What would I like to see? Okay, I would like to see some functions like arpeggio. Would be nice to have it. I would like to see chord play. I would like to see the ability to I want to say to combine pads with each other. That would be nice also. I've never tried something, but arpeggio chords, more effects, and the way they combine can be combined with each other. That would be nice also. Something nice. In case you don't have VGA and mouse, VGA should be HDMI and mouse should be USB. Of course, better USB connection, perhaps a touch screen, but loading time is indeed one of the most important things. It's just some connection-based things. Compatibility with other machines. I mean, class compliant, so USB, and then when that's all, that the other machines are directly recognized by the MV. That would be nice. So okay, for 8 or 16. Let me do 16. 16. Enter. Execute. Okay, so I did something wrong the first time. Oh, and and the sample is just 4. It's just 8. This again? Oh man, sorry guys, sorry. Edit. Sequence, insert measure. Now for 8, because that sample is just 8. Execute like this. It's moving up. Okay, so now I can add a track. It's this one. And I do shift record like this, and then tie. Let's see how it sounds. This is funny. Of course, I've programmed the pattern. So I have not programmed this one. So I need to add the pattern. Record pattern track. No, shift like this. Then pattern. Oh, this is the wrong one. Undo needs to be number 4. So shift record pattern 4. Okay, like this. Now the automation should be recorded. Should be added. Yeah, because it's combined in the pattern. Let's see. And I hear this pattern also. This it's over here, I guess. This is this one. I see something here. I did some copying. So I go to piano roll, and this is the sample. Yeah, I'm going to delete that. Erase number 4. Okay, so it's erased now. So it would be nice now if you have this pattern, and then on number 8 you should hear, because it's now building, and then you should hear something, a real effect. So that could be added to also. Let me think. The question was resampling. No, I also had another question. Yeah, I have to answer the question from Paul also. because I did not see it in the chat, but you changed. You were talking about playing with the assignable sliders, and then you messed up the sounds when you changed MIDI tracks. Please, changing MIDI tracks means the MIDI numbers in the track parameters, or does it mean the tracks itself, and that the assignable sliders directly pick up the wrong values? That's also important to understand, that if you go to the sliders, no, not the sliders. If you go to, where is it? Pad panel, number 2. On panel, that you can change the way how the sliders react on your movement. So now you see slider mode and knob mode is on null. If you change that to jump or relative, jump means if you have it on jump, if you, perhaps that happened with you, with your, John Alchemy, hey, thank you for coming by. John, always every Friday live, makes amazing techno, guys, makes really good techno. He has this special kick, typical John Alchemy kick. Very nice. Slider mode, jump, means that it immediately takes the level of where the slider is. And also for the knob, null means that you first have to reach the amount where it is, and then it takes it over. Sounds strange, but what I mean is that jump means it takes immediately the amount. So if you use, for example, cutoff frequency, then if you change MIDI parameter or MIDI channel, then boom, it's completely open, for example. But if you have it on null, then you have to first move it to null or to the amount where it is, and then it takes over. So I advise it like this. Okay. Next point. Next point, because I also received a question regarding using external synths and mastering the track. So I've made this super duper easy piece of music, and I want to master it, and then I want to have it as a WAV file. But in this case, the first one is a sample, and the second part is a combination of internal samples and the external gear. And I will show you how to do it. But first, I have to, and as always, I have to open up the incoming port. So I go to sampling, and we will have some feedback on coaxial. This is the feedback. So I will turn down over there. Okay. You don't hear anything now, but I show you in resampling that there is actually really some sound over there. But I've turned down the volume of the mixer. But we are not going to sample now. We go to mastering. So I go first to mix down mode. Are you sure? Yes. So we're now in mix down mode. So it means that I have to press record. And then I can change, I can make a name, I can create a name. Okay, boop. Let me do it. And I will use the mouse, the Bakerman mouse. Test. Okay. I do okay. So, it's waiting now to play. The volume of the MV is completely open, only on the mixer to prevent feedback, it's out. The external synthesizer are also working. So I press play and it starts recording. And we don't hear anything now at this moment because the first part is the pattern track from the sample. And now it will start with the rest. I will stop it, otherwise it will keep on playing. And I go now to mastering. Okay, mastering. Now I can open up the volume. I do have to open up the volume, otherwise I don't hear anything. If I press play, then we should hear the internal samples and also the external gear. Okay, and let me change the mastering toolkit to the big discovery of this year, the cassette. Okay, now I press record. Volume is completely open. Test, okay. I press play. So it's now mastering. Okay, sounds awful. But you get the idea. All right, done. Mastering finished. Go to CD burning. No, we don't go to CD burning. We can do that, but it's already saved now on my CF card as a WAV file. So I can press exit. I will change now the routing of the input select. So it's now an analog. I can open up and there is no feedback at all. And if I go to disk USB, to file utility, for example, in mastering track, I see over here test, and oh well, I can go also to import, and then mastering track, and then the preview. So this is the mastered version. Thank you so much, Hank. Man, it's a lovely machine. It's a great machine. So, what I want to say is, okay, so I used external sounds and internal sounds. I could combine them into the MV. I could master it, and I have now a WAV file. So, you know what? Let's go to the Mac Capture over here. I will put in my MV, and over here it is, and then we see the mix down track, the master track. And you can do anything you want with it. Mastered, mixed, with the MV. Okay, let me eject my HD, MV-8800 HD, and I will put it back into my MV. I will switch. over here. Always be careful, Roger. Always be careful. And when I'm alone, it works like easy as 1, 2, 3, and always on live streams. I'm yeah, there it is. Okay. Right. Cool. Oh, we're on main now. But yeah, things. What I like this simple example. What you can do to spice it up. So I sampled this part, but you can also. I still haven't used any effects, guys, and that's just amazing. And I'm still thinking, what do I forget? What do I forget? Let me get this. So this was from DJ Bobby Light. So yeah, the linear function and the pattern function, the Lego blocks, just super amazing. Oh, let me see, Hank. When you record the external inputs with the onboard tracks, is that almost like virtual tracks? Yeah, like the VS. It's like virtual tracks. We can do that. You know what? Let's give it a try. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Yeah, this one. So let me add an audio track. For audio track, and I do execute. I press record and sample type stereo, wait note. But wait. There's nothing playing over here, so I have to go over there. I need to have the input on coaxial. Yes, in my case on digital in. I will turn down the volume to prevent feedback. I will do a direct recording. Or resample, no, direct recording, like this. It's waiting note, and I do play. Okay, recording is done. I will mute all other tracks. No, I can do it the other way around. I will solo this one, and you know what? I will do a marker over here. Let's give it a try. Oh. So this is also a very nice way, instead of sampling. Well, it's sampling also. Okay, cool. Because it's just a sample. BPM sync on off. I admit I don't use audio fence a lot. No, never. But this is, thank you for asking, Hank. This is cool, because it's just, I use the sampling function, but this is also a very cool way to have direct control over the sample. And it's sample 0209, so I can find it in the project, in the sample manager, number 8. Shift value, we go down, 0209, and there it is. This is the preview. And mine was, of course, the resample, like this. And what's this? Ah. Yeah. All right. So cool. Yeah. Virtual track. You virtual track, indeed. Cool. And as you can see, I'm also learning every day. Every day I'm learning new things with this machine. Super cool. Super cool. Thank you for asking, Hank. Thank you so much. So, okay, Paul. Yeah. Check your slider settings, if it's on null or if it's on jump. Then explaining in detail, yeah, I can make a video of it, of course, how to cope with MIDI CC or SizeX is totally different kind of thing. But I'm going to show, yeah, that's what I'm going to show you. Still going to show you the difference between SizeX and MIDI CC. That's important. I want to tell you this. So we go to this one. Okay. We go to the 8080. So I will change the setting of the 8080 over here. This is the cutoff frequency. This is MIDI CC. That's cool. It's MIDI CC. But if I go to another track, to track number 4 in this case, I am not able to control the MIDI CC of the 8080. You don't hear any difference. I'm turning the knob, but so I have to be on the track of the 880 to change that sound. But if I program, let me see, did I save that one or not? Template. To play. So now I'm using also the remote for the cutoff frequency, but now it's SizeX. So still the same effect, but the difference now, if I go to track number 7, I still can change the cutoff frequency of the 8080. And this is because it is SizeX programmed. It's machine dedicated programmed. So I can be on every track and still it has to be a MIDI track. It has to be a MIDI track dedicated to because these ones are also MIDI tracks, but they're not connected with the MIDI aut because it's inside the MV. But these ones, this is MIDI track number 6, which is the Alpha Juno. But I can still control the 8080 because it's SizeX. So that's the best part of SizeX instead of MIDI CC. Because when, for example, if you're in this mode, in solo mode, I still can adjust the sound. And the PG300 for the Juno 1 is also SizeX. So this makes playing live very cool. That's a real difference. SizeX is a real difference between SizeX and MIDI CC. Yeah. You're right, Hank. This you know, the MV is still actual. It was ahead of its time. It is still actual. It needs some minor improvements. Yeah, I saw from DJ Flex on the website on Facebook that the Phantom 6 from 2019 also could be called the MV-9000 or the follow-up of the MV. I agree, mostly on it. The Phantom series are very nice, very expensive, very nice. But still, I don't think you can compare the Phantom 6 with the MV, because then it's a keyboard and with other pads, and it's just, it's like having an MPC 2000 XL with keyboard and some sliders and this and that. If we're talking box wise, there is no real follow-up, and I know people like the MV1, and I can totally understand it, but like the MV-8800, in my opinion, there is at this moment no other machine like this. I wanted to, what did I want to share with you also? So regarding this, and the correct question from Bobby, the combination, yeah. In my opinion, I've answered these questions, and it started to rain like crazy, but I'm dry over here. Guys, do you have questions? Do you have questions? I can. The problem is I can go on all night with this. This is just so cool. Yeah, an MV with a keyboard. Well, I'm thinking. Whoa. Okay, guys, it's starting really. There's a lot of rain outside, and I had this before that the power went down. So if the power goes down, then it's due to the storm over there. So in case it goes, I go away. No, I was thinking about. I came across. Wait a minute. Let me show you this. I'm an arcade freak. I have this arcade machine. I repaired this. Let me go over here. You can see that. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh no. Yeah. So I what's it called? I found this old arcade machine. I've totally refurbished it, and it's working like a charm now. But Arcade Express, because I'm using, from time to time, I'm using the mouse. But it would be cool to have a trackball mouse. And now I found trackball. I found this one. This one is an arcade trackball with PS2 and with a glowing ball. So this is PS2 for the MV, and I saw the pin layout of the VGA expansion. So I'm thinking it would be possible to create a VGA expansion with immediately an HDMI connector, and also with this trackball with two buttons, two arcade buttons, to have it connected to your MV, instead of having the mouse going from left to right, just playing with the trackball. Now let me let me let me think what you think about this. Because I love this kind of modifications and like uh, like this one. Yeah, it's just stupid, and I still have to send Oleg the measures. It was a busy week, but it's funny. I've got a great vision now on my LCD screen. Let me change it over here. You don't see it at all, but it's so much better now because it's pointing towards to me. And yeah, John, trackballs do rule for sure. Yeah, would be awesome. So, guys, normally my streams are 2 hours, and we're 20 minutes past that time. Have you seen this one? I made this one today. It's for the hardware challenge, the hardware gems challenge, weekend challenge. Sorry. And I made this today. And I used the, of course, the MV. Well, I can show it to you, but it's on my website on YouTube. Just an 8-bar loop. I love to play with 8-bar loops, and then starting, stopping, and changing the pads, soloing, those kind of things. Hey, TB Barton. Oh, you okay? TB Barton is one of the persons who sent in the question. Yeah, regarding your question, you have to start you have to start from the beginning with this stream, because in the beginning I explain something about MIDI CC and SideX and how to use external hardware for controlling your MV-8800 or external gear, which is super awesome to do, which is very easy to do. Yeah, and John, indeed, it was a sneak peek. Yeah, Jewo, did you change MV's screen angle? Yeah, I will show it. I will go to the main, and now you have vision over here. Or I can do it like this. Wait a minute. Let me change it like this. This is just a mock-up, just made from some simple, what's it called? Isolation panel. So, but this needs to be printed in 3D. So the original angle is like this, and then I made this from a panel, from a isolation panel, to have it over here. To have a different angle. So now I'm planning to make a 3D print, and with another user of the MV, another contact, Oleg Koptev, he said, send me the measures, and perhaps he can do something with it. Just amazing, because now it points the right direction over here for me. So, and I know you can use, of course, the VGA screen in your mouse, but well, because I'm a big fan of the of the what's it called, of the, over here is it, of the PixJam. And with PixJam I need to have my screen over here, and then I have over here the pads with the what's it called, with the pictures. So in this case, yeah, it's very nice to have the screen pointing towards me. Looks awesome. Looks really awesome. And I saw, by the way, on eBay screens for other machines, but I think it's the same as the MV, and they go around $60 or something like that with the free shipping. Yeah, something to try if it fits. So cool, guys. Yes, tomorrow another day. Today was about the incredible sequencer of the MV, and I must admit it's just a great sequencer. Okay, I do love my I mean, look at it. It started with this, guys, and just a floppy. And this is still such a great machine because, like the MV, it has 1 in and 2 out, and it also has a through. And the positive thing about about these sequencers is that you can use one track for multiple synths at the same time. So it's like a digital tape recorder, because you can play with 3 synths and it can be recorded on one track, and that is something the MV should have also, to record on one track multiple MIDI signals, but that's not possible. So every MIDI track has its own MIDI channel. But this machine from 1986, man, it still works like a charm. Linear, totally linear. Linear sequencing. So guys, important. Today, MIDI sequencer, and I keep on saying we're still touching the surface because we can go so deep. I showed you the event list regarding what's it called, MIDI CC, regarding SizeX. You can create so many parameters using external hardware to control parameters from other machines. It can be recorded with the MV. Sampling. Thank you, Hank, for asking the question regarding the virtual tracks. It is possible. Super. You can combine external sounds and internal sounds in the mixdown mode, in the mastering mode. The possibilities are endless, guys. Really, really endless. So, I'm saying goodbye. Yes, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Zytosonic, Hank, Bakerman, Stefan, Hayden, Radcliffe, thank you so much. John, we see each other tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night is also Valentine's Day, so perhaps, well, I don't know. TV Barton, thank you so much for asking. Check it out. Check the stream out. It will be online. Jewo, thank you so much. Everybody who was online today, thank you. I will check if I can play again the first pattern. I don't think so, because I've changed the sounds. Joe, thank you. Antonio Pedro, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, super cool. Yeah, okay, let's end with this. I will select it. We do know the song Solar Coaster. Okay, I do it like this. I press play. Good night, Zytosonic. Choco Bratel. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Super cool. And next week, number 9, and then number 10 with Mike Acosta. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We keep on playing with this beautiful machine.